welcome to the Global Pokemon Society Season 11 Top 8, featuring your number 3 seed, your Scotland Stouts, and the number 6 seed, the Lavender Town Gengars. We see a Raging Bolt Cleavor lead, which leads into a U-turn pivot into the Clefable, which props an Arcanine switch. So what this kind of tells me is that this Arcanine is going to be probably Terra Steel, and Lavender Town picks up on that and switches straight into the Torkoal. Yep, there's the Terra Steel. And there's the Iron Head, which will not do a whole lot to this Torkoal, but will absolutely keep that Clefable in check. And we see a little Mole switch while he sets up a Rocks. And we see a Leafeon switch here. The Alomomola does go for the flip turn, going into the Drifblim. An interesting switch to say the least, but we see that he does have in fact the heavy duty boots. The knockoff will knock off those boots, and I don't know if there's defensive investment in that Drifblim or not, but the fact of the matter is that Leafeon will go down to a Weather Ball, which you don't see too often on Scotland's Drifblim sets. Nor do you see Rain Dance, but I guess it makes sense for this particular matchup, just to disrupt the weather, and also take advantage of the fact that the weather's being set up at all. Here comes the Arcanine once again to keep that Clefable in check. Here comes the Walking Wake to take advantage of the rain, because that Hydro Steam will still get a 50% boost in the rain. Let's see if it matters any. Nope, that is a vested Alomomola for sure, which you don't see that often, but it might play out well for him here. Oh, and we see the Whirlpool. Okay. Yep, no, that's definitely vested. You don't see Whirlpool on too many Alomomola sets outside of possibly vested. And we see a Mirror Coat now. This is a very unique Alomomola set. I'm actually kind of impressed by it. We see a flip turn now to get the Regenerator and to go back into this Arcanine. And we see the Torkoal go for the Rapid Spin, normally used to remove hazards, but in this case it's also used to remove itself from the Whirlpool, so great utility there. Accidental prep for the Flare Blitz, or excuse me, the Flare Blitz just happened. Excellent prep for the Whirlpool, even though that's probably not what it was there for. Here comes the Cleavor again. And here comes that Alomomola, probably predicting the Alomomola switch, try to hit it on its weaker physical defense, I would imagine. Going for the X Scizor, which not quite a 2-hit KO from full, but still good damage regardless. Here comes the Raging Bolt, which will take a full advantage of the sunlight with its photosynthesis, and the Thunderclap is very obvious, going out into the Clefable, but predicting the switch there, goes straight for the Calm Mind. You know, it's kind of interesting, both these coaches were fully prepared for, I guess, what they perceived to be the biggest threat. The Clefable being able to check this Raging Bolt, and the Arcanine here to check that Clefable, as well as being able to check the Torkoal. The Clefable now going for the Moonlight just to get itself back to a healthy range. Swaps into the Goodra. This Goodra probably does not have the, Dragon Tail, swapping out the Stealth Rocks, probably does not have the coverage to deal with a Flash, Fire, Terra Steel Arcanine. I don't think it gets anything in this move pool that really deals with that super effectively. Here comes the Clefable back in to check that Raging Bolt. But it's just going to nom on some leftovers, going right back into the Arcanine. If this Arcanine has any form of recovery, this Arcanine is going to be a real problem to deal with for the Lavender Town team, I feel like. Yep, there's the Morning Sun to take advantage of the sun once again. Yeah, no, Scotland came to this match and he was not fucking around. He came prepared. The Hydro Steam is not in the rain or the sun anymore, so it's dealing less damage than it did before. And here comes the Alomomola to finish off this Torkoal with the Whirlpool, and thus the sunlight will no longer be a factor in just a few number of turns. Here comes the Goodra once again to fire off what I hope is a Thunderbolt. Yep, there's the Thunderbolt, dealing over half to the Quaquaval. And the Quaquaval will actually go for a Rapid Spin to remove those Stealth Rocks, but another Thunderbolt will be enough to take out the Quaquaval, and thus the Salsa Bird goes down. We are now at 4-4, but I think Scotland has a very obvious advantage here. It goes for the Sun Boosted Flare Blitz, which will take the Goodra down. Here comes the Walking Wake once again, but the Alomomola switch is very obvious. As long as this Alomomola exists, that Arcanine is going to be a problem. The Alomomola takes another Dragon Pulse, goes down to 10%. And we've revealed a Play Rough, which I did not have on my bingo card for this match. Play Rough Alomomola was not what I was expecting at all, but it finally goes down, but doesn't even matter at this point. We have to assume it's choiced into Dragon Pulse, thus the Iron Valiant will get a free attack off here. Going for the Moonblast, which will do 30% to the Clefable, but it does not matter. I can imagine the Arcanine switch is very obvious. The Arcanine, who I might have mentioned this before, did nothing pretty much all the regular season, all 10 weeks, was brought to maybe one match, and now is heavy carrying in this top 8 match versus the Sun team, which took over for another coach who was X and 3, pulled himself out of it to finish off X4 to get himself into top 8. But now is being completely just walled by this Arcanine right now. The Clefable does go down to an Iron Head. And here comes that Walking Wake. And we see the Extreme Speed just to pick it off from where it was. And now all that's left is the Kleavor. And that's going to be a wrap for game number 1. Now let's go ahead and go into game number 2. Alright, game number 2. And we see a Kleavor lead once again. Same leads from game 1, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know what I'm saying? Here comes the Torkoal, which will prog the Photosynthesis on the Raging Bolt. Is he looking to just set up rocks, maybe? Yep, sets up the Stealth Rocks. But now the Whirlpool has been revealed. The Torkoal can deal with it, though, with that Rapid Spin. And the Alomomola goes for a Flip Turn. Now we saw the Weather Ball take out the Leafeon before, so now we see a switch into Clefable, which will take that pretty comfortably. Can we expect an Arcanine switch? Yes, but it will take 25% from the Stealth Rocks. But predicting that goes straight back into the Kleavor. And Arcanine goes for the Terastallization, as Kleavor goes for the U-turn, going straight into the Walking Wake, which will prog its own Photosynthesis as well. As Arcanine goes for the Iron Head, which will not deal that much damage. Here comes the Alomomola, as he goes for a Draco Meteor, trying to pick off that Alomomola, but that Vest is just packing in too much work. As we can likely see the Flip Turn. Yes, there's the Flip Turn into the Drifblim once again. Now, the weather is gone, so maybe this Leafeon can actually do some work here. We see the Knockoff, which does remove the Heavy Duty Boots. Here comes a Shadow Ball, which won't deal that much at all. Yeah, but here comes the Goodra, as they go for a Strength Sap, which will recover a lot of that HP. So we've seen Weather Ball, we've seen Rain Dance, we've seen Strength Sap. And then we've also seen Shadow Ball, so now we know that whole entire moveset on that Drifblim. And now we see the Quaquaval go for the Rapid Spin again. And we see a Thunderbolt come out from the Goodra. Here comes the Arcanine. I don't know if that was a good switch or not. Well, I guess it worked out for him. Going for the Torkoal, probably predicting the close combat there. Didn't want to take that hit. And here we go with the rocks once again. And now that the Heavy Duty Boots are off the Drifblim, it might go down to an entry once again. Ooh, we see the Alomomola try to go for that Whirlpool, trying to do some trapping shenanigans. I don't know about the Leafeon switch there, but we see a flip turn there. Going into it. I forgot about the Strength Sap, so it will comfortably take that. Goes for a Shadow Ball, taking it down to 50%, but the special defense drop, that is unfortunate for Lavender Town. Going straight back into Clefable to take the hit. So yeah, Scotland was really prepped for this. Can this Arcanine be dealt with? Because if this Arcanine can be dealt with, Lavender Town might be able to execute his plan more effectively. And we see the Arcanine go for the Morning Sun here. And, ooh, we see a double switch into Quaquaval. The Torkoal just wanting to reset up that Sun. And Quaquaval going for the Rapid Spin just to remove those rocks again. Goes for the Lava Plume. Will it get the burn? Yes! Yes, the burn will take out the Quaquaval. So now once Lavender Town is able to get those rocks up, the rocks will be here to stay. We know that the Drifloon does not have defog, so once the rocks are up, they are here to stay. Whether they be from the Kleavor or from the Torkoal itself. Now the Clefable is trapped though. And I don't know how good of a situation this is for Lavender Town here. Uh-oh. Here comes the flip turn into the Arcanine. The Clefable cannot switch. So this... Oh! Okay, the Whirlpool fades just in the nick of time here. Going into the Walking Wake here to try to deal with this Arcanine. We know the Alomomola switch is coming though. We know a Draco Meteor will not take it out. Goes for the Hydro Steam, which does abysmal damage here. This Alomomola just checking everything on this team. And here comes the Whirlpool to trap the Kleavor now. I gotta tell you, this Whirlpool is doing in that good work. And now the rocks are up again, and this time they are here to stay. Here comes the flip turn to swap back into the Arcanine. And now the Sunlight fades. And the Whirlpool also fades, so now we're able to swap back into the Torkoal. A lot of very helpful fades from the Whirlpool here. That way he's able to switch and he's not trapped into those convenient switches. Here comes the the Leafeon again to try to take out this Alomomola. Will he be able to take out the Drifblim though? Nope, goes straight for the Synthesis. But maybe this Leafeon can deal with the Drifblim now. Yes, goes for the knockoff. The Aftermath dealing 25%, and the Life Orb damage also dealing good amount of damage. And it actually, Lavender Town actually doing a good amount here with and we see a Terra Blast come out from the Leafeon. And the Weather Ball will take it out as well. We had dual Weather Ball from the Raging Bolt and the Drifblim. But the Leafeon was able to deal a good chunk to this Raging Bolt. Oh, and we see the Thunderclap here. I don't know if Lavender Town forgot about that, but that Kleavor did not need to go down like that. Now I don't know if he has anything to deal with that Alomomola. That was a huge blunder on Lavender Town's part. I feel like forgetting about that Thunderclap. And now this Alomomola Arcanine core might just be able to steamroll the rest of this team now. I guess we'll find out. Here comes the Raging Bolt to get off that Photosynthesis. I don't know if that is a good switch, to be honest with you, because I mean, they could have just went for the Dragon Tail there, but that's fine. We switch into the Clefable. We know that the Arcanine switch is probably obvious. Oh nope, going straight into the Alomomola. And the Moonblast going to do negligible damage as well. Yeah, I don't know if with Leafeon gone and with the Kleavor gone, I just don't know if he has the damage here just to deal with this defensive core that Scotland has expertly expertly utilized here. We see the play rough here. Not sure why. It seems like there might have been a better move. But regardless, the Clefable going for the Morning Sun to get back up to full. But here comes the Arcanine, and the Whirlpool fades once again, providing a free switch into the Torkoal to take that Iron Head. So the Whirlpool, while annoying, hasn't really been super detrimental in the sense of being able to get free switches into checks that will be able to take it out while trapped. So basically we're in a situation now where it's kind of a stalemate. Unless the Whirlpool is able to stay for one additional turn after the flip turn, the two combatants can just heal up with Morning Sun, Regenerator, Morning Sun. And I just don't... This might be a part of the video where I actually fast forward through it, just because there's not really a whole lot either coach can really do. Oh wait, here we go. We see the Alomomola to take the potential Draco Meteor? Nope. Another Hydro Steam. Really wanting to get rid of that Arcanine. Here comes the Alomomola. Probably going to go for another flip turn. Probably going to go back into the Arcanine and then an Extreme Speed. Oh, nope, nope. Going to the Raging Bolt. A Thunderclap should definitely be able to take it off from that range, especially after the Photosynthesis boost. And knowing that, going back out into the Clefable. Going for the Weather Ball. Interesting, but I suppose that works out. The Photosynthesis does wear off as the sun fades. We are 50 turns into this match, and it is still 4-4. This is, not gonna lie, this is a painful game for me to narrate just because of how long it is and how little progress the game state has made in the last 50 turns with only 2 KOs on either side. But we might be making some progress here. Yup, the Extreme Speed able to take out the Walking Wake. And now we see the Clefable swapping in. And a double swap into Goodra. Predicting the Iron Head, I suppose. Here comes the Alomomola. Does he predict that and go for Thunderbolt? Yes, but it does nothing. It does nothing to the Alomomola. And now the Goodra is trapped in the Whirlpool. And the Alomomola is faster than the Goodra, so it will be... Oh, no, no it's not. I stand corrected. Am I tripping? But the Miracle able to take out the Alomomola. And now the Clefable able to get into a position where it's able to take out the Raging Bolt. Man, that Assault Vest really doing dividends. Absolutely doing dividends for Scotland here. But I think we're at the tail end of the match. There is a flinch from the Iron Head, and at this point, it is a wrap, because this Torkoal definitely cannot 1v3 everything else that's in the back. I don't even think it has the coverage to deal with this Flash Fire Arcanine. Here comes a Sun Boosted Flare Blitz. Nope, it does not. It has Rocks, Lava Plume, Rapid Spin, and I don't know what the last move slot is, but if it were Earth Power, he definitely would have used it there. So that will be the match. Congratulations to Scotland for moving on to the semifinals. We will have more top 8 action for you here coming up here in the next couple of days, and we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, you guys.